Marvel fans, brace yourselves, because the Russo brothers just dropped some mind-blowing hints about Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. Could Robert Downey Jr. make a shocking return? Will the X-Men and Deadpool finally collide with the Avengers? And what game-changing twist are the Russos planning that will leave us all speechless? Stick around, because we're breaking down everything you need to know about these upcoming blockbusters, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. So, subscribe the channel and join the Marvel fans community. Let's start with the video. Marvel fans, brace yourselves, because the Russo brothers just dropped some mind-blowing hints about Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. Could Robert Downey Jr. make a shocking return? Will the X-Men and Deadpool finally collide with the Avengers? And what game-changing twist are the Russos planning that will leave us all speechless? Stick around, because we're breaking down everything you need to know about these upcoming blockbusters, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. Recently, there have been thrilling updates shared by directors Joe and Anthony Russo regarding their much-anticipated upcoming films titled Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. When they were posed questions about the potential character appearances in these movies, their intriguing responses raised the curiosity of many fans and left lingering questions swirling in the air. The Russo brothers expressed their intention to craft a story that will be both challenging and thought-provoking for audiences, and it was clear that they are genuinely enthusiastic about the creative direction they are pursuing in this new cinematic adventure. In a recent interview with Deadline, the Russo brothers provided further insight into the filming process for these two major film projects. They disclosed that both movies are set to be filmed back-to-back in the vibrant city of London, promising that this ambitious undertaking will be a huge logistical feat. Joe Russo even humorously remarked that they may not come out of this experience unscathed, yet their enthusiasm for the project is palpable and infectious. They believe they have discovered a distinctive approach to the storytelling that will not only be a significant challenge for them to bring to life, but will also engage and captivate viewers. When specifically questioned about the possibility of including characters from the beloved X-Men universe or the irreverent Deadpool in the films, Joe Russo offered a non-committal response stating, "Who knows? I don't know who we're going to see." His brother Anthony Russo added a playful spin to the conversation, urging fans to let their imaginations run wild and envision any character they wish to see, subtly suggesting that anyone from the expansive Marvel universe could make an appearance in some capacity. Additionally, the Russo brothers emphasized that they stumbled upon a concept that truly excited them and felt a strong compulsion to bring this story to life. They have consistently articulated that this particular narrative holds special significance, compelling them to return to the Marvel franchise after their previous successful outings. The brothers are confident that this film will provide unexpected surprises for audiences, offering a viewing experience that is radically different from past films in the franchise. One major challenge that the Russo brothers are grappling with is the task of casting Robert Downey Jr. in a new role within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially considering his iconic status as Iron Man. They are determined to craft a narrative that stands apart from the dramatic emotional arcs of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, purposefully avoiding a mere retelling or recycling of those stories. Their goal is to deliver a compelling narrative that carries significant weight and feels refreshingly new. As for character appearances, the Russo brothers assured fans that Marvel Studios has made substantial investments in acquiring the rights to a variety of characters, creating opportunities for a more extensive range of characters to feature in both Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. However, it is important to note that Kevin Feige has previously indicated that these films will not be characterized by an overwhelming number of characters appearing at once, which suggests a more focused approach to character development and storytelling. This careful consideration reflects their commitment to crafting a narrative that is not only ambitious but also meaningful and engaging for the audience. The way these movies convey their meaning and engage audiences is primarily through a focus on the most significant characters within the narrative. As we anticipate the release of Avengers Secret Wars, we can expect to see many familiar faces returning to the screen. However, if we take a moment to reflect on the previous films, particularly Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, it becomes evident that only a select few characters were given the majority of the dialogue. This highlights an interesting aspect of storytelling in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If Marvel had dedicated time to develop Doctor Doom's character in earlier films, they could have enjoyed greater narrative flexibility in Avengers Doomsday. Even if he is introduced in a smaller role in the upcoming Fantastic Four film, his storyline has the potential to fill an entire 2-hour runtime with depth and complexity. While it's enjoyable to fantasize about the various characters that could make an appearance, it's essential to remember that these films need to possess substance and meaningful content. They cannot simply be a series of scenes featuring a multitude of characters jumping in and out for the sake of action and battles. Although I would personally love to see significant cosmic entities like the Living Tribunal make their debut, the reality is that most of the dialogue will likely be delivered by Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom, alongside a handful of the top Avengers and other prominent superheroes. In fact, it's reasonable to assume that only the top 10 or 15 characters will receive the majority of the lines in the film. If you take the time to rewatch Infinity War, you'll notice that Sam Wilson, despite being present in several scenes, has very little dialogue throughout the film. This pattern underscores the focus on a core group of characters to drive the story forward. Given the ambitious goals set for this upcoming film, a significant portion of the dialogue will undoubtedly be concentrated on the main storyline and its development. If you're daydreaming about which Marvel characters might make an appearance, it's more pragmatic to consider those who have already been introduced in the MCU, even if their return is limited to a brief cameo in a post-credit scene. The characters that we have seen before in the Marvel Cinematic Universe are far more likely to make a comeback than entirely new ones who have yet to be established in this universe. Recently, there has been renewed speculation about Robert Pattinson potentially joining the MCU in the role of Molecule Man, a rumor that has seemingly resurfaced in discussions among fans. However, I believe that any narrative role that Molecule Man might play could be effectively filled by other characters already present in the MCU. For instance, the powers of the Beyonders could be replaced with those of Loki, who is known as the God of Stories, thus eliminating the need to introduce and explain entirely new characters to the audience. While I would personally love to see the Beyonder make an appearance in the MCU, it may not be essential for the story they are currently telling. I would genuinely like to hear your thoughts on this topic. What is your perspective on the dialogue shared in recent interviews, particularly the assertion that the upcoming film will be radical and challenge our expectations? Given the infinite possibilities that the multiverse offers, what could truly challenge us as viewers, especially with the potential inclusion of Robert Downey Jr. in the mix? The excitement surrounding these developments is palpable, and it raises many questions about how the narrative will unfold and which characters will ultimately take center stage. Share your thoughts on Avengers Doomsday and how it will differ from or surpass Endgame. See you in the next video.